Hello, all. Welcome back to Melanin Madam. Tonight we have our amazing guests. So we have my co-host, the famous homie. We have a fan favorite. Well, actually, two. My older sister, Danny, and then Habanero. Before we get started, I just noticed on my intro, I need to make a little minor update that most people understand why I need to make that update. Yeah, I need to make an update. Need to take some people off. However, good evening. It's time to turn up. So before we turn up, because my sister's already ready, so I'm gonna do a little hot topic to make her wait. While I'm doing that, I will have everybody introduce themselves and make sure you shout out your business too when you're introducing yourself. Let's do ladies. No, co-host, ladies first. Then
Hey. For the people that know me, how y'all been? For the people that don't know me, hey. No, but I'm Danielle, Yolanda, whatever you want to call me. I'm comfortable with both. If you want to shorten it out, it doesn't matter. I have a cleaning business here in Arizona, so if you know some people that need houses clean, come my way. If you need some press-on nails, come my way. If you need solar in your home, come my way. All in Arizona.
amen.
Gosh, she does it all. Okay.
Runs in the family.
Where to kick the door
Runs in the family.
She's right
Well,
there, babysitting and selling dimes.
She does everything. Okay.
Ain't that something, Reverend? All the family can chew gum and talk at the same time. Go ahead.
That's right.
And save lives and read books and real degrees. I should wallpaper them on my wall. But go ahead, Reverend.
Oh, shit. All right, that was funny. What's up, y'all? You already know what this is, Back for another week. You already know what I do. Got mainly a writer now, focusing on my content creation. Shooting my TV series October 21st and 22nd. Due to come out one of these motherfucking platforms. So y'all gonna catch us on TV early next year. And as this project goes along, we will be talking about it. You feel me?
All right.
And last but certainly not least.
Oh my goodness. Hi everybody, I'm Jojo Habanero, your intellectual perv, IT professional during the day, cigar enthusiast at night. Catch me on the socials, a One Sue Noble's Lifestyle on IG and on Facebook.
I love it. So for tonight's hot topic, what the hell? Oh, let me tell you what I picked. Since we're talking about alimony, I feel like some things that happen in marriage, they should automatically just make you have to pay alimony because you just ruined somebody's life and did some ignorant shit. So let me play a clip that I heard, and then we will go from there. And I don't know why this is tripping like this. So let me see if I can get it from here. My scroll is shipping perfect. I can't actually. So it's perfect. Here we go.
But when it comes to my wife wanting to start a business and all of that stuff, I'm there at 50%. I'm starting a business paying $20K. Here go 10.
But you can show up for your mom's bills 100%?
Right. They ain't got nothing to do with my wife.
But what about your wife having anything to do with your mom?
My mom been with me for 35 years. You've been around 3.
Okay, so guess what? Let's not even be married then, because I deal with you for the rest of your life.
But why would you
compare? I figure where your mom left off at. I'm going to deal with you every day. I'm going to deal with you when you sleep, when you wake up. I'm going to take great care of you. You can't.
How can you compare a 35-year relationship to a 3-year relationship?
So my question is, how do you feel about what he said?
I can explain. I just can't.
No, you're going to explain it politically correct. Explain what you heard him say.
The clip didn't play on my end, so I didn't hear anything.
It never plays on your end, Ron. Let me tell you what happened. So what happened was, it was a guy and a girl doing a podcast, and the guy was like, basically that he will give his mom 100%, but he will give his wife 50%. If she wants $20K to start a business, he got his 10. And how can you compare the relationship with his mom, because he's known her for 35 years, to the marriage that they have of 3 years? That's what he said.
So is he in a relationship with his mom?
That's me fucking her.
Some people weird like that. I'm learning. I'm
I'll give my opinion last.
I'm probably gonna be the worst person to ask because my mother's been dead for 24 years, so I don't even got those feelings. I don't got those problems. I don't even know how it. I ain't never introduced no girl to my mama. I ain't never had to do that, so I feel different about that. I think that honestly, if I was, I love my mother obviously very, very much, but once you step into a marriage, even if you're not religious, your wife becomes your other half, and that's your partner, man. This leave to cleave. Your wife, if you're married to her and that's your family, she is above your mother. Like that's why you get married, motherfucker.
Say it for those in the back.
I'm sorry, but my mom would have to go, but after wife, because that's what you do when you get married. You get married, you take on that other person. That other person is the other half of you, and that other half of you is you. So you have to take your wife first, according to the rules of the word or the rules of the game. Period. You know what I'm saying? If you want your house to run smoothly, and your family to be good and have a good family structure, the wife is a very, 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 very important part. It's a real intricate part to the whole equation. So you have to really, really make sure your wife feels like that she's, number one in your life. Like, and I understand, I'm not saying put mama on the ground. Didn't nobody say that. You know what I'm saying? But you can't to do that and I think that's blatantly telling your wife that she's not number one. And if you want to put your mama first, you got to find somebody that's cool with that. Like there probably are some women out there that's cool with that. I doubt it, because every woman wants to be first, but it's just like I just that was extremely fucking goofy in my opinion of him to say that to me.
So to piggyback off of you, I'll just add to what you said. The same goes for women, because women are making a lot more now, and that goes for you too. You don't put your mama, your daddy, your friends above your husband. The same thing goes for you. The second thing I'll say is that most women, especially Black ones, they love family. So you don't think that if one, mother-in-law, you treat her right, and two, husband, you allow them to both know that those are two very high positions for very different reasons. She will make sure the mom is okay too. In some cases, you see women marry into the family and things change. They start doing more for their children. They start doing more family things because you don't think that's coming from the wife. Make sure the wife is good, and the wife is going to make sure the family is good, and she's going to make sure your mother's good as well. So 100. That's all I'll add to what you said.
100.
If you got a good wife, that's 100% sure. I feel like from what I've seen, I would say, or even here, there's a lot of men that kind of put their mom in that position, or it's like they're in a relationship with their mom. But I think with women more or less, I've never really heard of a woman putting their mom so much. I mean, here and there, but with women, it's more or less they friends. It's like, hey, my friends come before. Don't talk to the homegirl like that.
Facts.
They don't know how to drop.
That's why I included friends. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how to drop that part of it off. I mean, it's already known that two women alone can't even be in a house. Once you get a certain age, as a teenager, you and your mom, women butt heads like this.
Most girls got their ass with their
if a mother and a daughter butt heads in the house, how do you take a mother-in-law and a daughter and think that there's gonna be some tension there, because she already feels like you're taking her from her son in general. So now you have that on top of the other things.
Mm-hmm. And Mr. Habanero, bring it home for us.
You already know I got to throw a monkey wrench in there. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
But don't make me drive to your house. I have your.
Do it.
Keep on.
Do it, JoJo.
Do it.
On you, dog.
I'll text you my address.
I'm
Do it. I'm ready.
I already got you.
Scrap. Let's do it. Let's ready to scrap. I gotta throw a monkey wrench in there. Okay. All right. So I agree with everybody. Idealistically, this is the way it's supposed to be. Everything you said, all of you are spot on. But let me just add a little bit of context to it.
Okay.
So, you ladies, some of your friends out there, man. I mean, I just try to.
are amazing. We don't date women. So
and that's the angle that I was coming at it from.
yeah.
Some of your friends,
What they be doing?
If you want your man to feel like he wants to, he has to put you first. There are some ladies out there that are just not playing the role for me to want to do it. I'm sorry.
Then why you get married to her?
That's just what it is. Well, because there are other things in marriage. So it's not all the time that it's going to be a situation where, okay, so for example, I'm driving a car and we're going to the store. Obviously, my wife is sitting next to me. There's no debate. You know, my mom has to sit in the back. My wife's
I would sit in the back.
Yeah.
Me too.
So, okay, so the fact that there's a desire for you out of respect to have the mother sit in the front out of respect, but me or the mother insisting, you know what, it's your husband, you guys are doing your thing. That's the way it's supposed to be, where the mother should want the daughter to be in the front and the daughter should want the mother to be in the front. Those two things together, that's the way it really should be.
Perfectly said.
There's some women out there who are like, why your mom's here in the front? I mean, I'm just saying. Some
but see, that's why I said if the mom treats the daughter-in-law right, the daughter-in-law gonna make sure it both should be loving each other.
Sometimes
we hope so. We hope so. We hope that's what happens. But I mean, that's my husband.
They don't be doing it.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, you ladies don't know, because when they're frustrated and they come running to you, talking to you about the situation, they're not telling you everything. I'm telling you, some of these ladies out there are not being the woman the man wants to do these things.
I believe you.
We figured that out when they made Pound Town.
If I can't trust you with my money, if I can't trust your intentions. And one last thing, some of them may even be good-hearted and everything, but they walk too close to the one that can be trusted. I don't know. If your circle of friends is the kind of friends that do that kind of thing, I'm not going to feel comfortable trusting you like that. I'm just not.
It's crazy you bring that up. I was just asking a man, I was just talking to him, like, I met this guy who talks really well on Instagram, so I was asking him questions like that, and that was my recent question. Do men advise their women anymore? Because you're supposed to lead. So if you see a snake friend or somebody doing something wrong, you're supposed to protect. So say it in the right way. But do men do it anymore?
Does she want to listen?
But the thing is that
it's not even about if you want to listen. I'm asking, do you say it? Because at least if you say it and shit go wrong.
That's the thing.
It's not about being allowed. It's not about being allowed. I need people to stop that, because people go based on what they feel. I feel like, but at least you can try. If you try, at least at the end of the day, you can say
true. But Adrian, let's just be honest. A lot of women is coming in head. You can't.
If they come in like that, then they already blocked it. Yeah, that's different. Yeah,
I got A, B, C, D. You can't tell me that.
You're right. Yeah, that's different.
A lot of women, and that's a true thing. And maybe the world is just off. It's so many women that's so masculine now. They won't even allow. They feel like men don't supposed to do nothing but buy them stuff and just sit there and be like,
and not tell them nothing.
Right. And that's not true. But as you get older, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't want to do nothing. I want you to be like, babe, I want to listen. Whatever you tell me, you're right. And if it's all apart,
baby, if you tell me the sky is brown, I'm gonna say the sky is brown.
My king, like, I don't want to make no decisions. Because at this point, realizing, like, we need to start putting things back how they were, and a lot of that stuff needs to be.
In a lot of ways,
you need to allow your man to be the castle, and everybody is trying to. You got the woman trying to be the king, and the man trying to be the king, and that shit ain't gonna work. It's not for us.
Yeah. So basically, So that's all I was trying to say. I was trying to say in this dating environment, I can't understand. I still wouldn't do it. I still wouldn't do it that way. I will, but I understand his point. It's the jungle out there, boy.
You know what's sad though? The other side of that is I could respect it if that was the intent. So now we date the men. So let me tell you what it really actually looks like. The mother is single. The mother didn't do what she was supposed to do. And the mother is making him feel like he is responsible, because a true mother and a true woman will bow the fuck down. She's teaching him how to go out and be everything she did not have and be the man that he should be. Obviously, nobody's going to let their mom starve and things like that. But bitch, you don't get a Louis because he just got a 6-figure job. Let him build a home. And if that comes, it comes. But I know moms, and they're asking for Louis, Gucci. And I'm like, what?
As a mom?
As a mom, I'm telling you. And from girls.
I love my boys to death, and I have 2 grown sons. And Devin, has moved out with his family, and he's about to have another baby. And he's the best daddy I've ever seen in life. For him to be the age that he is, I just have to put it out there. I'm super excited for my son, and I love the things that he do for his girl. And the only thing I expect, I'm gonna be honest with you, Mother's Day and birthdays, that's all I ask.
Oh, absolutely.
And if he can just give me a card, I don't want nothing. I'm gonna send you some pictures of some silverware or some pots and pans that I want that may have cost $200. But to me, all the kids can pitch in. But I really just do that, not saying like, hey, I need for get this for me. Like, they don't ever get the pictures that I send. I just do the shit. If they come in here with some socks and a shirt, which they have done, and some roses, girl, I'm the happiest mama walking around here. Like, I don't expect for my kids to take care of me. I can either, one, I should have a husband that does that, or 2, I can have my boyfriend do that, or I can do it myself. But what I'm never going to do is put the pressure on my son to say, hey, you take care of your girl, but on top of that, I need for you to take care of me and get all the lavish things that I want because I'm here, I'm the one that put you here. No, that's not how that goes. Like, you're not rewarded because you brought a kid here in that sense. Like,
because they didn't ask to be here.
Like,
you owe them.
That's crazy to me. I taught my boys how to treat women and how I expect for them. Like, the thing when we get in the car, my oldest son already tells his girlfriend, hey, my mama's gonna get in the front. I already go for the back seat because I don't care.
Right.
No, mama, you come sit in the front, and there's no problem there. Hey, it doesn't matter to me, but do I?
But it's because you're a good mother-in-law.
No, the only thing I expect is for him to open that damn door. I'm gonna stand back. I ain't put my hands on no damn door if you with me. Things like that. But all that trying to make my son like,
the king of your household.
Absolutely not. I want you to make sure I get my pride is you treating that girl right. And as long as that girl is happy and there's no toxic and nothing is crazy, I'm the happiest person in the world.
I can tell you even a little step further. So for my husband and I, when we were what we were, for Mother's Day wasn't for me. Mother's Day, I have godchildren that I have raised, but that's your day with your mom. And I even let them know when I do have one, I just still expect you to spend that day with your mom. Like, I can come, be with you, but the big thing, aside from your first one, when you have a baby, but I think that's for you and your mom. And then when my kids get older, and like they do, my godkids take care of me. I think it's divine order in everything. And I think that if the respect is spread out, then everybody will feel loved, appreciated. But you have to know your lane and respect when it's time for you to step out of the way. Everything can't be about you anymore. But
I agree
get into the topic.
On that,
go ahead.
I think make the wife where if she has children, then I feel like that Mother's Day.
Just do it all together.
That part.
Yeah, just do it all together. Let's see. So let's get into the topic. And just briefly, before I get into the topic, I'll share one of the comments that was in the actual post that was a really good comment, actually. So 2 seconds. So that comment, of course, got all the likes and everything, because it's really good when men step in on those type of issues where it's a female battle, and then the reverse, kind of like we just did. Like Habanero was saying, we couldn't tell him his experience dating women. We could give our experience of what we would act like, but that's completely different. And that's what I really love about this show, is we respect the roles that we have as well, even with giving feedback. So the topic for tonight, alimony in Florida has changed. So, Mr. Habanero, I will let you start because I know you've been on fire waiting to discuss this. And thank you for the topic. You don't want to? No?
Ladies first. I'm a gentleman through and through.
Okay. So I will say that 2 of the things that have changed at the top are that the amount that you get is based on how long you have been with the person. a call out I will have there is that it changes during retirement. So during retirement, it's similar to child support when the child goes away to school. It alters. So I just want you to think about that, ladies and gentlemen who take somebody to the bank. You may want to be building. I have heard so many toxic people saying, similar to the county, I don't really get it. I don't want to make more money because then I will have to pay more rent. I mean, if you go from $17 to $32, but you make $50 an hour, I'm really not sure why you wouldn't do that. But some people self-sabotage to hurt somebody else. When he retires, you don't retire. You didn't work. When she retires, you didn't work. You're not getting retirement. So that's something that's changing. I'll stop there. What do you have to say about that? Do you think it should be broken up based on how long you've been with the person?
Yes. Question. Are you saying that people are saying that they don't want to make more money because they don't want to pay higher rent when they're in a relationship? Saying like they have for the rent?
No. You know how when you on public assistance, the more you make, like it's based on your income? Yeah.
Okay.
I had employees that would be like, I don't want to get a different position because if I do, it's going to go up. And I have to sit down with quite a few in my career and do like a table to show them, you understand if it goes up, you're getting more money. So that, why would you reject?
It's a comfortability. People get comfortable. That's
yeah.
It's a comfortable in spirit.
It is. So anybody have anything to say about it being based on how long you have been with the person?
I don't agree with that.
Yeah. Actually, I was going to add the amount of years married used to be 17 years before you qualify for lifetime alimony. It used to be 17 years before you qualify for it. Now it's 20.
That's a long time because to me, I
didn't know it was ever lifetime alimony.
It was lifetime alimony that has been banned. So alimony has been banned, only lifetime alimony. We still have alimony.
No. I didn't know it was lifetime alimony. I never heard of that.
Yeah, lifetime alimony exists in Florida. It did. You qualify for it after 17 years, but after the new mandate, it's now 20.
I always thought, I knew about the lifetime. I feel like as far as the alimony goes, like how I was saying, I have, family members that never worked a day in their life and literally never hit a lick at a stick. And their husbands have always taken care of them. So now, let's first say they were together, I don't know, a certain amount of time and don't work out. So now you're putting this woman that maybe when you got, now these are aunts that we're talking about. So in our day, time was different. So now you're saying in this new world, this is not going to work no more. Now you got to go out there and figure it out yourself. Some people, that's like me taking my 4-year-old right now and telling her, go out there in the world and make it happen.
Well, no, that won't happen because you'll still get alimony. Just the duration depends on how long you've been together. But there's other things. So they've layered this shit really well. So those aren't the only factors. There's actually, so the next factors are the person's age and how they're able to be employed. So if it's, you got married later, 40, and then 20 years, you're 60, that's obviously a very hard age to go out there and try to do something when you should be retired in a couple of years. So that's considered. And then the resources that are available financially at that time, if they're able to self-support, if they have a child with a physical disability, that they have to stay home and be the caregiver. They have to be able to, the person themselves have to be able to meet their own needs reasonably, and it cannot exceed 35% of the difference between two incomes, and it's whichever is less, not more at this point. Anything back about those? That's, so we have disability, ability to pay, and age.
Personally, I always thought alimony should be over once the two people enter into a new marriage.
It is in California like that.
I don't feel like a person should receive alimony no more. Why am I paying you money and you over here laying up? You got a whole other family. Like, I've never.
And what about the ones who stay in a relationship forever and never marry?
That's what they do. They do that to negate losing the alimony. There are people.
Okay, so with common law, like how California has common law marriage.
Common law is over.
Common law is only in 6 states now.
Yeah.
Florida.
Okay.
Florida is one of them.
Is Florida one of? How long is it for Florida?
I don't have
You happen to know? No.
I don't have that number, but yes,
I'll look it.
you would still be able to you can't stay in a relationship forever thinking that because you're in a relationship and not married that you can keep getting alimony. It's they did away with that.
That's a terrible thing, though. I feel like anybody that's doing that on that hand just to be like, hey, I want to get this free money, you know. But then I have my own opinions even about child
That changed this year, JoJo. They took away common law.
Oh, so common law's gone.
Oh, in Florida,
they took it away. I'm guessing to go along with that.
Because it probably was going to contradict itself.
It's going to contradict itself.
Okay,
yeah,
so,
I mean, to me, it boils down.
Right?
What'd you say?
It should, right? If you get with somebody else, and then that's like that Britney Spears ex-husband being with that other girl. Why does he have to pay all of that money, or she have to pay all of that money? That's insane to me. And he done sat there and had 4 kids with a damn school teacher, but y'all getting all of that money. That's crazy. That's not. I don't think it's right.
𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒏 is the biggest pimp ever.
No, in real life. Ain't he doing it to Star too?
Oh yeah, he cold. He a cold player.
He's doing it to Star too, right? Because he has baby by Star. He got her kids too. He took all the kids, all because he didn't make it in celebrity life. It's nothing wrong with him. He was young too. He don't even try to do nothing. He don't try to do nothing. I mean, but he will go and be on tour with her.
He was a backup dancer, you know.
Shit, he made it through on the backup dancer like J-Lo's did.
That.
Yeah, I think what's at stake here is that what we're trying to do with these laws are trying to do is we're trying to mitigate intent. And those things are so difficult to find out because for the woman who worked with me all these years, I mean, if you got a heart, just she earned it. To me, he earned it. If she poured all of herself into you,
if she poured on herself,
you know, absolutely. She poured all of herself into you.
I agree. Or him.
It. You, or you know, or him. Yeah. So to me, she earned it. But now, how do we know she was there for the right reasons? And if you don't know if she was there for the right reasons, I think there are a lot of men who find themselves in situations where they believe that perhaps the woman wasn't there for the right reasons, and to protect these men, these laws now are trying to change. I mean, the women that I feel would benefit from that kind of treatment, like I said, we did them now, at least the younger ones, their mindsets in general is so far from the kind of women I think would deserve that kind of, okay, I'm gonna just do it, that, like I was saying earlier, I mean, you don't even know if the girl really likes you. You really don't know if the girl likes you. So
that's
to me, it's like, okay, so you know, I'm good now, and then if I've seen it, I've seen a man whose life was destroyed. A pastor of mine back home left Nigeria, came to the country where I was raised, turned himself into an astute businessman, importing cars, selling a legitimate business. The business fell on hard times. His wife left. And she told him, she's like, you know, you're not doing too good right now, and I know I could do better. So and it destroyed him. It really destroyed him. Now, he built himself back up, but I'm sure he would have wished he didn't have to go through any of that. So you
need to start faking broke at a point during the relationship to see.
You need to throw in children in the mix. It's just it's really difficult. You know, if you weren't gonna be in it for the long haul, why? You know,
people are crazy. Why? The love of money is insane. It's so wrong though.
People are wasting people's time.
Yeah,
People are
so
really dating men and not really loving them.
and not really
Just
loving it. So
them.
I suppose something must have happened to someone high enough to where they
Right.
decided that they were going to do
Break
something
this
about
stuff
it
down.
and then do about it. And
It's
then
a lot
this
of
is
celebrities in Florida
what
too.
happened.
It's
A lot of them old
Old
when they
money.
retire with that old money.
Mm-hmm. Because
That's
a
when
lot
they
of
retire.
retirement stuff is in
A
here.
lot of retirement stuff in there.
Mm-hmm. So some of the other things that are going to be looked at is the alimony can you can like basically have it reevaluated so you're not stuck with that amount, whereas some men before will get stuck with an amount and it could take them to the bank, file bankruptcy. It can adjust based on their lifestyle, man or woman. And then also infidelity, so adultery will be reviewed if that is inclusive. If a party was wasteful with money, will be included. And then the ability for the other person to establish themselves. So if they have an ability to make money, have a career in those things, then they will have to do that. That one is here in California as well. I've heard of people, I had a lot of court cases for that, being HR, because people lie about what they make when they take in their stuff. So that happens sometimes. But I've heard judges say things like, you're perfectly able-bodied. You can do X, Y, and Z. There's so many things that you could do. What would you do if this wasn't here? Like this person worked for that. They don't have to take care of you in that way. You should want to even take care of yourself and not do. You're doing this to be vindictive. Like the judge felt it from the woman. So there are judges that they will call you out on your shit. And I think that needs to happen. And based on the way this is written, like Joe just said, something happened high enough that they decided to break it all the way down.
They did too.
And I think they should have a long time ago. Too many men, because now it's affecting women, but before it didn't. Too many men, though, we watched them walk away before they even adjusted alimony and child support, and they would be walking away with 50-cent checks and stuff like that. They would literally take all of their money and not care about them as a father, and then tell them to provide for their own home too. How is he supposed to have a home to take care of his children? He can't do 2 homes. That's not feasible. And then she just sits there and don't help.
I think a lot goes with that though. Now this is where now it's a lot that can fit under that. For a person that's perfectly fine and had a good supportive relationship and maybe it just didn't work out in that sense, then yes, I agree. But what if it was a trophy wife? What if it was a wife that was in domestic where her husband didn't allow her to do anything? He beat her down. What if it was a wife that maybe supported the husband to get on top and do everything with his career, and then once it was her time, the
So
marriage
that's
ended.
in here. If she can prove that, that will be considered as well.
I think
it really depends on like, and this is like, I think niggas being real niggas and women being real women, because I mean, the example I could give of course, this is a celebrity example, and it's it's a little different because of dollar amount, but what happened with this couple, the late great Kobe and his wife, when they were going through their stuff and he got caught up, messing around with other females. And the second time, because the accusation of rape was the first one, and then there was another one back in 2008. And remember the famous line by Drake, "She wasn't with me shooting in the gym." Drake came out and made that comment, and Kobe came out and backed his wife. Was like, "No, nigga, she was taking care of my kids and taking care of my house while I was building
Shaq was good like that too.
Our legacy." You know what I'm saying? So I think from Kobe's perspective, he's saying like, okay, yes, my wife was a housewife, a house mother. She took care of the home, and that was just as valuable as what I did to build our financial net worth. She was just as valuable as I was in order for us to get there and for our family to stay there. So when they were about to get their divorce, it was, several reports saying that he was going to let her have all the houses. He was going to willingly give her this and that. He was going to be a real nigga and say, "You helped me get here, so you can have all this shit. I'm the one that fucked up. You can have
so
all
let me start over."
Exactly. So it boils down to, even with people with a small dollar amount, are you going to be a real nigga and understand if you had that one that held your shit down, Are you gonna be real about it and do it right? Woman, are you gonna be a
That's
real
your
woman?
karma.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's what I'm saying. You fucked up. You gotta face the music. You had laid the bed. You gotta lay in it. So,
Right.
and on the flip side with the women, are you gonna be real? Are you gonna be real if you fucked up and you
Come
had
on.
a husband that did all the X, Y, and Z? Are you gonna
And
walk
laid
away
around
knowing that?
lazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's all about integrity. Who has integrity in this situation? I think because it's otherwise subjective and situational. So I think it's all about their integrity. Because if you know you're supposed to do what you got to do, you should do what you got to do. Don't try to swindle anybody or get anything extra because you're trying to be honorary or because you mad or upset or something like that.
Right. Brother Shaq did that too. I watched his recent
he
interview, and I know he did it from the beginning. But even with her getting remarried, he still said, my job is still to protect, provide, and X, Y, and Z. He was like, my wife was an amazing wife. She didn't just run home. She ran corporate too. I need y'all to know that's who was running my corporate business. And so she deserves everything.
Shaq he was still trying to smack though, because he was on the show.
Right? He's trying to get some shiny. Like, come on, baby. You know
it's cheaper. Not even it's cheaper to keep her for him. That's real love. He want her back, and he know he messed up because it ain't cheaper to keep her because he willing to give everything. He want her back bad.
We get the
feel it in his soul.
The alimony is the years you put in. If there is infidelity, what else? If
you was swindling money,
I like that you use the house mother. I never heard anybody say a house.
I know.
So
I've heard house manager.
Mother, so hold up, I need to make some phone calls. I got 2 people I need to call.
I'm sick of your shit. Jojo, are you frozen? Or are you playing the mannequin?
No, I'm here. I'm listening.
I ain't got no sense, Jojo. I play a lot. I do.
I'm listening.
I'm
listening. Yeah, like I said earlier, I think it's so difficult to mitigate the intentions, and so if you can't really figure out what the intentions were, it's really hard to figure out who deserves and who doesn't deserve. In the example of Kobe, I think he did what he was supposed to do, but I was already there or was on my way there, and you just got me just because, and you just got this baby just because. I mean, like $7,000, like a month, $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month. It barely lasted maybe 20 minutes on a good night. That's an expensive bill for 20 minutes. But guys got to know, they just got to
stop nutting everywhere. That was an expensive ass nut.
That it put some type of boundaries and restriction on what people do into going to marriage serious. Like, hey, know you out there cheating,
that stuff seriously.
You're gonna have to pay. But a lot of people are not. We don't hold men up to that to say like, hey, if you do A, B, and C, you're gonna have to pay me alimony. But then there's some people, I'm like, I got married when I was young, so a lot of things happened in my first marriage. What alimony was I gonna get?
I have a suggestion. Now I don't know if people know this. Okay, y'all ready? Y'all ready? There's a thing called a prenup that you should fill out when you're getting along. That way you can put all of that in there and you don't have to worry about it. So that way, as soon as you write up that prenup, if the bitch runs out, let her run out. If that nigga won't sign it, he ain't gonna stick his dick everywhere, run out. Put some shit in there.
That's true.
Then people act like they have some sense. Oh, and just so you know, you can write that prenup on a paper towel and it will actually matter.
That's true. But you know what? Back in our grandparents' days and stuff, there was none of that. I just don't believe that anybody.
People like to save no more, sister. They didn't have money like this. They didn't have opportunities.
I don't think that people should go in expecting money. Do I feel like I put in a lot of time? And yes, time is something that I can't get back. And I felt like I fit in a lot of those categories. But do I feel like I want money? Absolutely not.
Because you loved who you loved.
True, but I don't want you to, even with the child. I mean, like I said, how much things with child support. I don't really I don't believe in forcing nobody really to take care of their
Most of my sisters haven't filed for child support ever.
Right. So it's just, but I'm just like, I just don't think that you should go in expecting money, and everybody is so caught up into this money thing. It's people are really entering in relationship, and money is just, that's just what it is. And I think that's just crazy to me. That is just
Or you can
beyond
look at it from
me.
this perspective, right? Because I used to think that also. And this Caucasian lady explained it to me. She was like, while you're in love, you make all of these promises. I'm going to spend forever with you. I would never want to see you hurt, all of these things. She
But that's
said,
not
so
realistic.
when she signed her prenup, it was based off of love. She was truly thinking, I don't ever even want anything. But he was saying, if we're married, I'm vowing to give my all to you and yours to me. If anything were to happen, I want you to be okay. So it should just be 50-50. And I need you, because she already was giving to the relationship when they were together. So he expected her to continue the same thing. If you think about it that way, from a place of love, I always want to make sure you're okay. I never want my anger to make me make a different decision. I think when you talk about stuff like that while you're getting along, even kids, child support, those type of things, it doesn't even give you that in your head that if this go down, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. You
You
already know
should,
what it is.
right, but you should already know everybody is human. You're going to be disappointed. Your kids are going to disappoint you. You disappoint yourself. You
Absolutely.
understand? So that's where the problem comes in at. I didn't never need a paper to tell either of my ex-husbands, like, hey, if this don't work out, I'll never put child support on you. And I never have. With my first husband, even with my second one, it's just something that in the first one, we all know did not help. The alcohol got the best of him. I hope it
But
fixed
you
it.
can't tell me that if they won a lotto and became millionaires, you would sit there and go through what you went
I
through.
would want some money, and I would,
Exactly. So that's why it's
So now,
best to
but
make
now let me tell
decisions
you this.
when you're getting
This is the
along.
thing. This is the thing, though. I would want the money. True story. Not saying like, hey,
Not want, you would need it.
I
Yeah.
feel like you should be giving me something.
Right.
But myself, I've never been a person where I'm like, hey, you got that money and you not doing it now. I'm about to take you to court because you entitled. You know what? I believe in like letting God handle a lot of stuff. So to me, it's a lot of stress for me to be that upset, to be in court every day, arguing, fighting, to drag kids through all that. I'd rather just wash my hands of it. And if you comfortable with it, one, you build a relationship with your kid. So if you choose not to do A, B, and C, that's on you when that kid gets older. Two, at the end of the day, we all got to meet God. So if you got pleasure out of doing whatever you did, and then not only that, people grow. When you're young, you're not going to do the things that maybe when you turn 40, maybe in 20 and 30, you wasn't helping, but maybe once you hit 40, you was like, you know what, let me give this woman some money. She really did, and a lot of people really, I feel like people get angry and they hold on to that, but it don't get you nowhere. It's not going to make a person come back. It's not
I
going to
agree. It
fix
holds you
nothing. It's
back,
not going to make you
actually.
rich. You can give me all the money in the world, but if I'm mad, girl, that $1 million ain't gonna make that madness in my heart go away. I'm still gonna be salty with
One of the people
$1 million.
gave theirs away in the post that I made for this show. Shit, who was it? Let me look. One of the people, one of the girls, she got 7 million and she gave it away.
Amber Heard.
Yep, Amber Heard. She got
Amber
7
Heard.
million and gave it away.
Mhm.
I still say that the same way you say all those I love yous and those I do's, if you make decisions, it's kind of like planning out what you want to do if you die or those type of things. It's
Like a
certain
will.
conversations that if you just
Just
have
put it
them
in the
and
will,
bring up
but
what's
be grown
comfortable
and
to
stick
you.
to your word. Don't do the whole. Don't. The thing is, don't pillow talk me, and then when stuff don't go right, it's
This
like
is
I
what
should
I'm
have said
saying.
it.
You're missing the point. It's not about sticking to your word. When you angry, you will make a different decision. If you make the agreements before, it ain't no decision to make. Equally, when we're trying to check with women to see if they'll do the right thing, right? If you have it written down that if she's not a contributor, whatever you want to put, because you said these things, then she can't take you to the bank like that. Or, since you didn't want me to work, then if we separate, you got to at least help me get a college education to go
And
back or
that's
follow my
different. I
dream.
agree with things like that.
Put those things that way. Here's the thing. First thing a woman want to do when she get mad is pop off. And she going to think of all the shit she could do to get back at him. Well, if it's all off the table, it's nothing to argue about. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it
And
just makes it
that
less
train of thought
messy.
that you're saying how women do, that's where the train of thought, it kills me. I just disagree with it.
It's
Have I
crazy.
been mad? Yeah, but I just me, I've
You
never
a
done
different type of woman. You wouldn't do that
different, like
anyway.
crazy, and I just want, hey, girl, just leave me alone. I don't want drama.
That part.
Right.
No, in real life. What do men think about, like, there are some men that have truly been done dirty as hell.
Yes.
And when that money goes, it's not even that it's the money. I'm asking you guys. Yeah, this is the question for you guys. It's not even that it's the money. It's that, how could somebody do that to you? Do you even think they loved you? Like, how does that
y'all
feel?
mind work? How y'all take that type of hurt?
Yeah, how do you
Women is
take it
more
in?
vicious with it. Men are more settled, it seems like.
Right.
Go ahead, boss. Go first. Go ahead, because I'm going to talk. I got shit to say.
Because I know y'all get angry too, but ours just look different. So women ain't perfect, and they are evil.
I mean, I think a lot of men, it's hard to kind of like group us together. Like, I think about it different. I'm kind of with Danielle on it. The only thing I hate is I think that a lot of people who are lacking or who are not handling their responsibilities as the other person, I think they definitely should be held accountable. We let them slide because we don't want to deal with the drama or we don't want to deal with the issues, but they definitely should be held accountable. That's my only tug of war with it. Like, you need to be held accountable because you really you fuck, believe it or not, you know what I'm saying, kids turn out all right, but you're fucking
They
these
got
kids
issues.
up.
It
You're
just come
fucking
up later.
Yeah, you're fucking these kids up, and they're gonna have some underlying issues going forward because we're absent. An absent parent is always gonna fuck children up. So that's the part I'm stuck on. But it like you said, when it ain't even, sometimes you don't want the drama. You really ain't really got time for it. You on the grind. If you hustling, you doing what you got to do as a single parent, and you going after goals, and I don't even call them dreams. You going after big goals, and you doing this, and you being a parent, you really ain't even got time to track that motherfucker down. So certain times it's like I don't have time to do it. So it's like, yes, it's upsetting. Yes, it hurts. Yes, all the above, but I'm too focused on me and what I'm doing to really, really be focused on that. Like, I have moments where I'd be like, damn, like, or you know what I'm saying, I feel a certain
Too busy
type of
in
way.
the fight.
Yeah, I'm too busy in a fight. I don't even got time to deal with that shit. Like, I don't even got time to process that shit. So, I relate, to the women on this subject, being in this position. Don't have time for it. I got too much going on in my own life. I'm trying to fix, trying to maintain. Like, it's being a real single parent, that you have to do everything. You don't have breaks. You don't get no time to yourself, and you don't have to do anything. Everything is based around the household because you have to do everything by yourself. So it's you
I
don't have
think it's
time.
so unfair that's why people get away with it, though.
That's what I'm
Because you're
saying.
going through heartbreak
That's
and
my
a
tug of war.
fight, or
Yes.
struggle
Yeah.
and a fight, or
Yeah.
I
That's
just
my
think
tug.
it's so unfair. It's
That's
so
the whole
unfair.
tug of war. That's the whole tug of war right there.
And
On
it's
the flip
expensive
side,
sometimes.
yeah, all the time, like all the time. It's
No,
like on
to
the flip
fight it, right? You
yeah,
have to pay for it. Yeah.
yeah, it's hella expensive. Like, you really don't have time to do it. And on the flip side, you're like, damn, your ass should be held accountable because you know what I mean. But this is a 2-person job. Like, this is a thing that requires 2 people. You know what I'm saying? It's like not supposed to be one person. Not supposed to be doing it like this. It wasn't intended to happen like this. Just because it's so natural, just because it happens so frequently, it was not supposed to be like this, niggas. And I'm getting on the niggas. I speak on the niggas. I'm getting on the niggas. Niggas, stop running out on your children. Stop choosing other shit over your children. Stop choosing substances over your children. That's bullshit. That's an excuse, and that's bullshit. We've all had trauma. We've all dealt with shit. We've all have. Step the fuck up. Do something with your trauma and deal with it, and be fucking fathers. Like, the shit is just getting annoying. Like, to even have this conversation. We in 2023 and niggas is still leaving their kids. Like, what the fuck? Like,
But having multiples, just having them.
all over the place. 4, 5, 6, 7 baby mamas. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? If you don't get in your kid's life and stop playing, because you fucking up the earth at the end of the day. You fucking up the earth, fucking up the future. Walking out on these kids to be in this position. Putting these mothers in this position. Like, niggas be this goes off the topic a little bit, but niggas want to complain about women so much. You know what I'm saying? And on the flip side, it's like y'all complain, but your lack of presence are building these so-called ratchets and crazy women that you're talking about. You not being there, their trauma from you not being there is creating this. So why the fuck are y'all complaining about all these hoes and all these bitches and all this words that you got, and you guys are creating it
And treating her mama like that right in her face.
and
You
you know
showed
what I'm
her
saying?
that.
Treating her mama like that right in her face.
And talking like that on social media.
And then have nerve enough to get mad when somebody disrespect your mama or your grandma, like the dude that got killed when he hit the lady in the store, talking about this nigga had the nerve to say, "Oh my grandma, if you hit me, I'm gonna knock you out. If you keep talking, I'm gonna knock." Oh my grandma, how you gonna put that
was
on your
so
grandma?
horrible.
Goofy as shit. Like
it was just normal to him.
He'd be the first nigga to, if somebody say something to his
Be
grandma, he's gonna go
crying.
shoot their house up. He gonna go shoot their house up. But you over here beating somebody mama ass, like this is where niggas got this contradictory, fucked up ass, backwards ass mentality in their head. Like, oh, I could disrespect every woman in this world, but nobody better not disrespect my mama. You got me fucked up. Like, nigga, you're dumb as fuck. Goofy as fuck.
That is true.
Goofy as fuck.
Narcissist.
Okay, Mango, I'm gonna guess you're gonna be a little calm, a little different, habanero, the intellectual. We're
Oh
ready.
my goodness.
Should I put on my
Oh my
glasses?
God.
Where's
Oh
my
my
glasses?
God.
I'm ready.
My God. Well, yeah, I mean, you really have to add much. He said everything, really.
On off.
Yeah, he did. He really said it. He really said everything, you know. It's hard out here, man. It's tough out here, man. It's
For
really tough.
everybody with some sense.
Yeah. Well, one thing I would add is for those who want to do this seriously, stay informed, inform yourself before you get married, get a personality compatibility test, get a lawyer, and have some serious conversations. All the conversations that they recommend people to have before they get married, at church, counseling, all these conversations, have them. Because if you don't answer some of these questions before you walk into a marriage, then I understand times are different. It used to be a time where people didn't have to have the conversations, but we live in a time now where everyone's trying to protect themselves. You have to have these conversations before you walk. Something as simple as, okay, after 40, what do we do? Who's going to be on the contraceptive, me or you? You know, things like that. That's serious, you know, and so people got to make sure they have these conversations intentionally before they walk
After
into it.
40, I'm already 40. Does that mean you're not gonna be my baby daddy?
No. I'm saying there's
Oh,
I'm saying there's some people. I'm saying there's some people who don't have these
I'm back.
conversations,
Right.
and now they do. And now, oh, I wanted 5 kids, but I already gave you 3. But I
Right.
need 2 more. No, I can't. Okay, I'm divorcing. What do we do now?
Oh, you're right.
Things like that.
Or cheating.
Well, that too. Yeah.
You're right. Because it's really that important to some people. It's crazy
is.
how I'm thinking,
It is.
why would somebody do that? But
It
it is if that's really important to them, like a family legacy thing or something. That's why it's important to respect what's important to somebody else, because it's not all about you. You
It's the
have
whole
to
point of being in a
understand that.
relationship. It's supposed to be
Yeah.
I care about you, you care about me, and what's important to us, we gonna work on that together. I mean, you do have couples that there's marriages where husbands have had a kid and they never wanted a kid.
Oh, we know one. We know one. And when that issue came up, so like Javier was saying earlier, you hear these stories from your girls and they tell you, and you like, that nigga ain't shit. I can't believe this, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm having a conversation, and I don't know what triggered me to ask the question, but I did. And the answer was, well, no. And I was like, you can't do that. I was like, you can't do that in marriage. Like, if he said no,
you cannot force somebody.
You can't do
that.
That's not fair.
If they leave you and go be with
yes, like
never have
that's not fair. I'm sorry.
You can't force your how you want your life to be on someone else. It has to be a mutual agreement if you're going to be in a relationship. If not,
God
then you
said your body
buy
belongs to
yourself.
your husband and your husband's belong to you. You're the carrier of the baby. So if y'all agree on a set amount and it's no medical thing, you can't say something like, oh, I don't want to stress my body anymore. If it's not like you, that's not fair. I just don't think it's fair. That's a
It's not
big
fair.
one.
It's not fair to the other person. Then that's when you don't need to be in. That's you need to go find somebody that has those same thoughts as you. That is somebody for everybody. You know.
What other one, Joe?
And I obviously you guys bring in a great case where things in the marriage can evolve. In the example of kids, we may have wanted 5, we only had 3, but for whatever reason, I can no longer have 2 more for you. At that point, you discuss and you negotiate inside the marriage. I don't think you have to bring in all that extra, the law and so on and so forth. But yeah, I mean, like you said, depending on how important it is for someone, if it's that important and you set your goals on that, then, if you guys can, work through it, then you do. But if you cannot, you separate amicably, no problem. And then in that case, you guys settle on the alimony and so on and so forth, or the child support and so on and so forth. And it's understood. These were the circumstances that led us to do this. We had a plan changed, things happened. We chose to stay or we chose to separate, so on and so forth. But you will be surprised. People do not have these conversations before walking in. They take this thing as a joke. They think it's going to be love and romance and glitter and gold the whole way through. There is some serious thinking and some serious conversations that go into these things. I don't think people are having a lot these days.
How many women do you think these conversations are being had, but the woman is lying because the man makes a certain amount of money or the lifestyle that he could provide?
I don't even think he's having the conversation. I think he's just worried about
No,
the
I want to
sex.
go online. How many do you think lie and say that, and then once they get into marriage, they have the ring? Because we see it on our side from women. Once they get married, then I'm married. I'm already in there now. They totally change everything to where even the homegirl is looking at them like, girl, you're tripping. Why are you doing that? Even the littlest things, they just they head rotate and they get this power.
It's people like that. It really is. And that's when you're going into the marriage for all the wrong reasons. Like, I'm with Habanero on that one. It's tough.
It's out of control. It's scary.
It's tough out here in the streets.
There's a reason why marriage has a 70% divorce rate. I'm just saying.
No, you're right. And it's getting higher and higher.
It's
a
really difficult thing.
You have to work. Like when I got married with my second husband, with both of my husbands, we talked about, I knew when I first got married that my husband wanted a lot of kids. I only wanted 2, growing, like, hey, everybody wanted that perfect. I want that boy and that girl. But I had more, but I wasn't like, oh my God, like, as we all well know, hey, I was just having more kids and we were going to have a big old, family. And I was fine with that. With my second marriage, he didn't want any kids. He felt like because I had the 3 kids that, and they were little, they were like children to him. But I had explained to him like, hey, those kids do they belong to somebody else. And once they get older, you're going to want, at least, don't you want something with your own blood running through it that's really yours, So, and we had Ken.
Did he have any kids?
I'm sorry?
Did he have any kids at the time or no?
Oh, no. He didn't have any kids. So
he didn't have any kids at the time.
Yeah, he didn't have any kids. So he took on my 3 little ones, to my second marriage. So then we had my first kid, our kid together. And then we had 2 more after. Were those 2 other kids planned? Absolutely not. But was it forced? I gave options like, hey, I can get my tubes tied after we had our son together. But that wasn't an option for him. His thing was I could never have any type of surgery or nothing. He didn't want to get the vasectomy. So of course we're going to end up having more kids in here. But so there was it wasn't like I was forcing more kids on him or nothing was being forced. It's just, hey, we're living life. And eventually, we're going to, once I hit that 40 mark and had Kennedy, it was like, hey, I can't do this anymore for a lot of reasons. One, because the way the world is going. Two, financially. Three, because that being pregnant at 40, it took a toll on me, and I knew that I couldn't do it anymore.
That's interesting. Okay. But I like the way that it was handled. Because you have to have those conversations, and
Oh
the
yeah,
man does have the right to say,
he
we
do.
take
I
a
was
lot of things
scared. I ain't
lightly,
gonna
but
lie to you.
surgery's
I
a
was
big
crying
deal.
with Kaden. I was like, "Oh my God, I got something to tell you." I
No,
was
you didn't.
scared, and he was like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "I'm pregnant with," and he was like, "Why are you scared? Like, it's okay." Like, I was really, because like I said, I understood that hey, we have Caitlin, we got to 4, he doesn't want anymore. So I was nervous because but then it wasn't like I said, like he told me something, I went and got like I'm gonna have another kid, and we're not doing. It's just other things. Yes, there's birth controls out there. Some of them don't work with my body right. It's a
Birth
whole
control
other
is
story.
one of the most horrible things
We
ever.
tried all those things, but hey, we had more kids, which was a blessing. But was I scared? Absolutely, I sure hell was, because I
Well,
felt
you
like
did an amazing
I didn't
job,
want
or you're
those to
doing an
bother me.
amazing job.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Facts.
That's tough. That's a tough one. I think kids and finances is one of the top ones, especially if it's something you say you don't want ahead of time, or it's a cap that you have and then you go over it. It seems like any little thing that happens as a result of is more escalated. Like the person that didn't want it is more mad if they can't do something, or if the child gets sick, or if they have to stay home. Anything that's not something they want to do, it's like, I didn't even want this kid. And then you say things and then the kid hears it. So it could take a toll. And it's people that go to file for child support, and that's like the man's rebuttal. I didn't even want those kids. I didn't have control over her body. That's not fair to me. And in the state of California, by child support, it's offered that you could waive your rights and then do away. But a lot of the ones that wanted to waive their rights was like football players, because I knew somebody that worked in child support. It was like football players and basketball players. Well, in the state of California, if you're the one who makes all this money and the child could benefit from it, you could walk away with not have rights, but you can't negate paying for that. You still have to contribute financially. So essentially, women have all this control, but men, just be more careful, because that shit is crazy, and
it's an expensive mistake.
It's for forever, and then they figure out a way to dwindle more money. And it seems like they never take their foot off the gas out of greed. Like, if you get all this money and you have a dream, then go back to school for your dream, or build a business or something, so you can have that kind of money too. And it just seems like not a lot of people do that. Like, they're hell bent on taking it from the other person.
They do this. They deserve that.
Yeah.
That deserve word is big, and that's what it is.
Oh,
I
yes.
deserve this. I deserve.
Oh, yes.
I went through this. I gave him this. I gave him.
But he
this,
didn't want you to.
I deserve. But I think what people sometimes, and I only can speak on a woman's point of view, because I hear a lot of women do it, and it's like after a while we forget that men are men and they're humans and they have feelings too. They're not
right.
It's not just all about us. And I hear a lot of that, and it's like the minute you say it, women are looking at you like, oh my God, like, no, like, girl, you got, especially when you have boys, like, just think about what you want a girl
I
to
was
treat
just
your
thinking
son like
that.
that.
Do
Absolutely
women think,
not.
what if that's my brother? What if that's my son?
That's I don't want that to happen to my son. I couldn't imagine. I don't want any woman treating him like that. So now I have to look at it. You have to look at it from that. But a lot, we expect for men to be strong, but we're forgetting.
But not our sons and not our brothers.
Have feelings too, and it was wrong to me. I regret to the point of now making it where you do that. Boys don't cry. Boys aren't supposed to cry. That's not true. You know, everybody is human, and when people start understanding that there is no, hey, the woman's feelings are more valuable than a man's, or the man, we're all the same when it comes to that, and that's what we really need to understand. Like, it's not okay. Of course, it's not okay for you to get cheated on, but then a lot of women are cheating on their husbands, and you're just not getting caught.
Or you are, and that's not even your baby. So the last question, as it relates to this, do you think that, so if a woman has a baby and the man doesn't want it, or she gets with him, and basically that's fraud to me. I think it's fraud. You get with him only to get this money. But that man, like you said, has feelings too. Do you think they heart feel broke like our heart feel broke, like their soul was taken because now you got attached to somebody and every month you got to pay them. Every month you got to pick up, you got to keep dealing with them. So they're kind of held hostage where we could walk away and say, I don't want to agree with it. The powers does stay with us because if we say we want you to do this and we go in there crying, the court is going to more than likely side with the woman. So you made that man a prisoner under your thumb.
Well,
does that break a man?
What you got, man?
I mean, damn, like it's hard for me to answer this question because I'm really on the opposite side of it. Personally, I don't deal with that side of it, so I don't know. Like, you know, I'm a father that has
what about friends or anything?
Friends, shit. This what it boils down to.
Okay.
Okay, so we know that the laws are the laws, right? The rules are the rules, right? As much as the bullshit the rules is, us as black people, we've dealt with this shit forever. But, you know, the laws and the rules don't favor us necessarily. But we still tell ourselves that we have to navigate around this shit and still be able to live a desirable life, right? So men, what it boils down to, you niggas got to start making better decisions. Stop being goofy. Like,
that's right.
Dude, I don't know how many times I got to say this. I will say this once again. Anytime you lay down with a woman and you have sex, there's a small percent chance with a condom, there's a small percent chance she could still get pregnant. Okay? Let's take it even further. If you lay down and have sex with a woman without a condom, there's an even bigger chance that she's going to get pregnant. Now let's take it a step further. If you lay down and you have sex with a woman and you do not, and you without a condom, and you do not pull out when you ejaculate, there's an even bigger probability that she's going to be pregnant. So if you're doing any of these things, you have to know that there's a chance that she's going to get pregnant. You can't say as a man, I wasn't ready for that. All right? You got to protect your fucking self. If you wasn't ready, that's your goofy ass fault for not protecting yourself. That's on you, bro. That's on you. I've been single for a long time, and I ain't really got anybody pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wait, excuse me. Stop. I ain't really got anybody pregnant. What does that mean?
No, I ain't.
Oh, no, I like to really though. He had to think about it like
it's a way of talking.
I didn't have to think about that.
It's a way of talking.
No, I didn't have to think about that. I'm just saying, like, I haven't got anybody pregnant. That's intentional. It ain't no slip ups. I protect myself. I'm careful. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not goofy. Like, it ain't no accidental babies over here. Stop blaming these women when your stupid ass didn't want to pull out or didn't want to wear a condom or the condom busted and you kept going. That's your dumb, goofy ass fault, nigga. So when you get caught up in these situations with these women, you got to think about that. You got to make better decisions.
You actually trapped her.
Stop thinking with the wrong head, player.
That's true. Because a lot of people, that's the shit. I do agree with him on that.
Taking accountability. Yeah.
Like, now it's different. Now I feel for like the girls that's doing the extra, like collecting the
poking a hole
in the basin, poking holes in condoms. Now that's a whole different type of setup.
Drugging dudes
prepared, and they had something else. Now that type of stuff, I can understand a man saying like, "Hey, you know, I didn't want that kid," but what he's saying, absolutely, like, no, you can't. You don't get off that easy of saying like, "Oh, you know, I didn't want that kid," because like he's saying, when you laying down, it's a whole different story. You pillow talking and doing everything else, not even thinking about the outcome. And then a baby coming, it's like, I got a whole family, girl. You need to get rid of that. What you talking about? It happens.
Some of y'all owe a lot of kids apologies because these kids didn't ask to be here and all that. Do you know everything I do for you? I would, some of these kids need to say, do you know I asked God to put me back? I didn't ask to be here. And how the hell did I get stuck with you? Because how dare you? You don't get to talk to kids like that, by the way. But that's by the way. We'll talk about that next week. You're killing me, Smalls. Okay. Habanero. What is your... I'm pro kid. I'm pro kid. Okay. Go ahead. So in relation to my question, does that break men? And do they feel like they have been trapped and imprisoned when they do the right thing? So you just didn't. You did the right thing, and she did some other shit, and now you're stuck.
She was in the bathroom tying it up and tucking it and stuff. It was like,
Remember, that was a big thing at one point for like the celebrity men. They would take the condom, make sure they tied it. Mistake that they made was sticking that motherfucker in the trash can instead of flushing it down the toilet. Because who would think that you have a turkey
Just
base?
money, just to get some money to have a famous baby. That's that. A
What
lot
that
of
man
men
would have
go through
killed
that.
you, but okay.
Yeah.
I feel like stealing.
Yeah. Obviously, if you've been done wrong, if the intentions were in the right place, and someone saw you as a come up, and they just found a way to get some kind of situation out of you, a baby or a marriage, or both, or whatever the case may be. I mean, the life of a man. I don't think we have too much time to worry about that, because we need to go back out there and produce. So I don't think we waste too much time having to think about all that, because you really have to go back out there and do what you have to do. So we made these laws in general to protect the women that are in our lives. I mean, it sucks that some people take advantage of it, but that's where we are now. It affects men to a degree. It really does. Divorce court, divorce laws right now, I mean, the way they are, you can really see it does affect men to some degree. But I think it's a combination of two things. Number one, we don't really have the platform to talk about it. And number two, a lot of us just need to just get back to work. If you're going to be paying alimony out of a $90,000 a year check, that's $45,000. Now you're making $45,000. You need to figure out how your life is going to be, because 45 might not be enough. So you really don't have the time to be wasting too much time on the emotional side, because you got to go back to work and handle these things. She keeps the house, but you still got to pay for it. You have the car, you still have the car note. If she decides she's not going to work, the whole thing is on you. Now you're paying your house and her house. Marriage was supposed to be helping people consolidate their finances. You split the home, one party has to pay for everybody. I still got to pay for myself. So I don't really think we have the time to really think about it. But I've been divorced, and you walked into a situation where you had an agreement with somebody, and then they walk away because that agreement no longer suits them. It feels like pulling the rug from under your feet. I could say that. Now you have to be able to work through that and be able to move on, because you have things to do. But it does affect us to some degree. I just don't think we have the luxury to dwell in it too long.
So then when you guys see some men that can't let go, like kind of like what Ron mentioned, and now women are bitches. Now you don't like you just mistreating people. You blame the way you treat future women on that. If you have friends like that, would you hold them accountable and say something to them, or you don't even have that type of man around you?
I don't have that type of men around me, but if I did, depending on how open they are about me, about how open they are to me about the situations that they're going through. A lot of people are not really forthcoming with information. It's always usually what the other person did, is not always what they did. But if I find myself in a situation speaking to somebody and they're letting me know, like, this is what happened. Obviously, if you did something wrong, friend or not, if you ask me for my opinion, I will have to let you know, like, look, I don't think this one thing you did was the right thing to do. Whether that was going to change the course of the marriage or the relationship or not, I don't know. But you asked me about that one instance, and I think in that one instance, or two or three, individually, those instances were not handled the way they were supposed to. I've been there before. I thought I handled something wrong. I turned around and realized with growth and with maturity, I didn't. So someone held me accountable. Someone gave me the wisdom. I should be able to pass it along to whoever I speak to. Those conversations do happen. They do. Maybe women don't see it and women think men don't have them, but we do. To some degree, we do.
Okay. Well, on that note, very nice, healthy conversation between men and women. Nobody threw a glass, nobody threw water, nobody cussed each other out or called them out their names. Go figure, people can talk. I love it. So that is it from us tonight. Our topic next week is going to be butt naked hoes and stripper poles.
Hey.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I got my
No,
singles.
for real. That's
Let's
what it's
do
going
it.
to be.
I got my singles. Hey,
I'm
let's
just
do it.
saying. That's what it's going to be on because
I support the strippers. I support the strippers.
I do too, and it's couples that like it, and it's women that don't have a problem with their men entertaining it, and it's women. Oh, now you ready to be on, Humphrey? That's my cousin. I can't with her.
I'm with that too.
Oh
Hey,
my gosh.
Hey, I turned 40 Monday, so I'm with that too. You know what I'm saying? I'm with that too.
Do you want us to tell you happy birthday in advance, or you want us to tell you
Happy
happy birthday on your birthday?
right.
Whenever y'all want to. It's all good.
So we have 3 birthdays coming up. We have Ron. He's turning 40. Milestones too. Ron's turning 40. Skylar is turning 21 in 3 days. And then Ron's son as well. And then the next week is, well, we'll tell you the next week. We'll just give you those for now. So yes, we will be saying a happy birthday to them on Thursday. And I promise I won't sing, but we will be saying happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bree.
Appreciate you. The whole birthday song to her in the worst voice ever. Don't do me.
I can't. So does everybody want to do their outro? Just follow and subscribe for me. That's it. Quick, clean outro. And oh no, I do have something to say. Bitches stop being bitches, niggas stop being niggas. We supposed to be grown-ass men and grown-ass women. Your karma gonna come back on you. And that's it.
That's right.
And then you guys?
Thank you, appreciate you. Yeah, follow, like, share, subscribe. Follow me on social media, Famous Homie. So many stuff happening this year. Just stay tuned. I promise you, stay tuned. Y'all gonna see. Follow, like, subscribe, share, and I double down on what Asia said. Niggas stop being motherfucking niggas. Bitches stop being bitches.
I'm with it. My only thing is just support my sister. Support my 2 brothers down there. That's all you guys can do is share. If you can't watch,
thank you.
Share. Just support. Tell the next person, talk about it. Just support.
Thank you.
Like, subscribe to the channel. You guys are doing great stuff. I really enjoy spending time with you guys. You can find me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, 𝑴𝒂𝒐𝒏'𝒕 lifestyle for all your cigar needs. And I would say, people should come to the table in good faith. Come to the table in good faith. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But come to the table in good faith.
Hey, is that Mom's?
That's Mom.
Thank you. I'm trying to sit up here and see who this is. I'm like, okay. Okay. All right.
That's Mom.
All right. Thank you, Moms. Appreciate it. All right.
Okay. Well, Twin and I will see you back here tomorrow, and I believe we will have guests on that show as well. We had to reschedule from Tuesday because I had a family emergency. I did forget about that, but we will see you tomorrow at 8 on this channel, and we will be talking shit because that's what we like to do. Actually, about Lizzo too. Can't wait. So we'll see you tomorrow. And y'all want in? I'll send y'all the link just in case you want to do it. And I keep trying to end, and people keep trying to send Ron stuff. Oh, y'all coming? We're gonna have drinks. So if you come tomorrow, you gotta either have something rolled up or you gotta have a drink. Because if we gonna party, we gonna like release. Because I'm telling you, this project manager shit.
I'm done with it.
I can't. Because it's hard chewing gum and walking at the same time with $14 million contracts you handle.
All right. Okay. All right.
I'm just saying, call nonprofits, real LLC. But nonetheless, good night, everybody.
Good night.